Good morning, students. Now, in this lecture, we will see the flow of viscous fluid between two parallel plates. In previous lecture, we have covered the flow of viscous fluid between the circular pipe. For this section, actually we have derived four parameters. First one is shear stress distribution across the section. Second one is velocity distribution. Third one is the ratio of maximum velocity to average velocity, and last one is the pressure drop across the section. So similarly, we will see the four parameters for flow of viscous fluid between the two parallel plates. Now let us consider a two parallel plates which are fixed. This is first plate and this is second plate, which is fixed and kept at distance t bit apart as shown in figure. Okay, a viscous fluid is flowing from left to right. Okay, now consider a fluid element. This is the fluid element of length delta x and thickness equal to this delta y. Okay, and this element is at a distance y from the fixed plate, lower fixed plate. Okay, now if the P is the intensity of pressure on face AB, then P plus dou P by dou X will be the intensity on face CD, as we know that from the Taylor series expansion. Similarly, let tau is the shear stress on face BC. Similarly, tau plus d tau by dy into delta y will be the shear stress on face AD. Okay, now if this is the consider, let's see, this is the cylindrical element of length delta x and thickness delta y. Now if this width of the cylindrical element is assumed to be unity, means it is equal to, if we assume it is equal to 1, then the forces acting on the fluid elements will become, the force acting on this face AB, it will become the pressure intensity into area of this face AB. Similarly, pressure on this face CD will become the pressure intensity on this face into area of this face CD. Then similarly, shear stress, force due to shear stress, means the shear force on face BC will become the shear stress into this area of face BC on which the shear stress is acting. Similarly, this shear stress into area of AD, means face AD on which this shear stress is acting. So consider, so the forces acting on fluid element will become pressure force P into delta y into 1 on face AB. Look, this is pressure intensity, force is nothing but pressure into area. Now this pressure is P and area of face AB. Now this is the area of face AB, this face. So area will become this thickness into this width, so delta y into 1. So this will become delta y into 1. Similarly, next, pressure force on face CD, so what will be it? So what will become the pressure force on face CD? P plus dou P by dou X into delta X into area, which area? This area, because on this face this pressure force is acting. So area will become this delta y into this 1. So look, this will become delta y into 1. Similarly, shear force, this tau into this area. Now this area is nothing but this delta x into this unity, means this area. Okay, understand? This is the area. Similarly, this shear stress into this area, so delta x into this unity 1. So shear force will become this tau into delta x into 1. Shear force on face AD will become this tau plus dou tau into delta y into delta x into 1. Now next, as we know that the summation of all these forces must be equal for the stable equilibrium. So from this, here this force is acting towards, acting in this side. Similarly, this force is acting in positive direction. Now this shear force is acting in negative direction. Similarly, this pressure force is acting in negative direction. So summation of all these four forces must be equal to 0. So these two forces will be positive and these two forces will be negative. So look at the equation. So okay, so for steady and uniform flow there is no acceleration and hence resultant force in the direction of flow is 0. So this will become, this is positive, this is negative, this is negative and this is positive. So from this we will get, this P will get cancelled to this P. So finally what will remain? Dou P by dou x into delta x, dou P by dou x into delta x into delta y, plus this tau will be get cancelled to this tau. Okay, why? Because this tau into delta x into 1 and minus tau into delta x into 1 will get cancelled to each other and will remain only d tau by dy into delta y into dou x into 1 is equal to 0. So finally will become minus dou p by dou x into delta x delta y plus d tau by dy into delta y delta x is equal to 0. So delta x delta y, this is common and it will be equal to 0. So finally will become dou p by dou x is equal to, actually this will get to the right side, so right side it will become negative, so negative negative will get cancelled. So finally dou p by dou x is equal to d tau by dy, it will remain. Now next is, so first we have determined the shear stress distribution across the section. Okay, now next we will see the velocity distribution. Okay, now from the Newton's law of viscosity we know that the shear stress is given by the formula tau is equal to nu times du by dy. Okay, so put the value of, now as we know that from first equation, from this equation dou p by dou x is given by d tau by dy. So put the value of this tau into this first equation, we will get nu time d by dy of nu times du by dy. Okay, so understand, first we have derived this equation in terms of dou p by dou x, means in terms of pressure drop dou p by dou x is equal to d tau by dy. So now to get the velocity distribution we know that from Newton's law of viscosity tau is equal to nu times du by dy, because we are expressing this shear stress in terms of velocity gradient. So put the value of tau into this equation, you will get d by dy of nu times du by dy. So this is the constant term, so it will get to the LHS side. So 1 upon nu into dou p by dou x is equal to d by dy of du by dy, it will become dou square u by dou y square. Now on integrating it will become, so actually if we write this as dou square u by dou y square is equal to 1 upon nu into dou p by dou x. Now on integrating this equation we will get du by dy is equal to 1 upon nu into dou p by dou x y plus c1. Okay, because we are integrating this equation with respect to y, so this will be the constant term. Okay, so integration of this will become du by dy, but integration of this will become, integration of constant is equal to, with respect to dx क्या होता है, c into x. Similarly integration of this term will be equal to, it is considered to be a constant, so integration of constant will be equal to, with respect to y है तो यहाँ पे y की टर्म आ जाएगी प्लस इंटीग्रेशन कांस्टेंट c1. Okay, so first integration, do you understand? Integration of d square u by dy square with respect to y will become du by dy. Integration of this constant term with respect to y will become constant into y plus integration constant c1. Then next, in again on integrating we will get integration over du by dy is equal to integration 1 by nu dou p by dou x into y plus c1. So on integration this we will get, with respect to y, du by dy will become u, which is equal to 1 upon nu dou p by dou x into integration of y with respect to dy will become y square by 2 plus integration of constant with respect to y will become c1 into y plus another constant c2. Now we need to find out the integration constant C1 and C2 by using the boundary conditions. Now boundary conditions are what? The boundary conditions are like, at distance y is equal to 0, your velocity is equal to 0. Similarly, at distance y is equal to t, your velocity is equal to 0, because at wall section your velocity, from previous section we know that at wall section velocity is always 0. Okay, and velocity will be maximum at the center line. So at y is equal to 0, velocity is equal to 0. At y is equal to t distance, velocity is equal to 0. So by putting these two boundary conditions, by putting these two boundary conditions into this equation, we will get, first, on putting these boundary conditions, we will get, means first boundary condition, put y is equal to 0 and u is equal to 0. So here put y is equal to 0 and u is equal to 0. So this will become 0. Similarly, this term also will become 0. Similarly, by putting y is equal to 0, this term also becomes 0. So C2 will become 0. Okay, here C2 will become 0. Now next, put y is equal to 2, y is equal to t. For y is equal to t, u is equal to 0. So put y is equal to t and u is equal to 0. So this is nothing but 0. It will become 0. Here, instead of y, it will become t square by 2. And instead of y, it will become c1 into t. Okay, so look. This LHS is 0, 1 by nu dou p by dou x into t square by 2 plus c1 into t plus 0. So from this you will get c1 as minus 1 by nu dou p by dou x into t square by 2t. Okay, so finally c1 will become minus 1 by 2 times nu into dou p by dou x. So put the value of c1 and c2 into equation, into this equation, we will get the velocity distribution u. So on putting the value of c1 and c2 into this equation, you will get velocity as 1 upon 2 times nu dou p by dou x into y square plus y times first value of c1 plus c2 is 0. So this finally we will get the velocity distribution u as u is equal to minus 1 by 2 times nu dou p by dou x into ty minus y square. This is the equation. So here in equation 2, the viscosity dou p by dou x and t, these are constant terms. It means the velocity u varies with the square of y. Hence equation 2 is equation of parabola. Hence velocity distribution across a section of parallel plates is parabolic. Similar to the circular plates, the velocity distribution is also parabolic and shear stress distribution is also a linear. So this will be the shear stress and velocity distribution across the section of the fixed plates. Okay, so this is about your shear stress distribution. Minus dou p by dou x is equal to d tau by dy, and velocity distribution as minus 1 by 2 nu dou p by dou x into ty minus y square. Okay, so this is about the pressure shear stress distribution and velocity distribution